Joel 3:16, the Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel.
What country is black? Y'all know any countries called black?
I haven't found
The
one
land
yet.
of black? I never heard of that.
Black. Your sweatshirt black.
Yeah.
Your shirt and jeans black.
Right. So you're not black, you're brown technically, and there's no land of black. So most people say that, and most people say African American, right? But we're not African American because the person who named Africa was a person named Cyprio Africanus. The person who named America, he was another European named Amerigo Vespucci. So a lot of us don't know that we're Israelites according to the Bible. See, what these nations do is hide our identity. They don't want you to know who you are. That's why throughout the years you'll hear, we go through a different name all the time. They'll call us black, colored, Negro, African American. It'll keep changing because it's a plot to keep you in sleep. That way you don't know who you are.
Even tried to give us some holidays around Christmas time.
Exactly.
And Kwanzaa and all this other type of stuff. It's not a high thing. That's an abomination according to the Most High.
I want to show you something. Somebody give me Psalms 83 real quick. Psalms 83. And we can go with a few curses to Deuteronomy 28. So what we're gonna do, we want to show you, I want to prove to you that you're an Israelite, that you're not black, that you're God chosen people. You know that God said what he said to the Israelites? He said, you are my chosen. He basically chose us as a special people to be above all people upon the face of the earth. Did you know God said it about you and your bloodline? You never heard that, huh? It's crazy. But you ain't gonna hear this in the Christian church. They get paid. For tax purposes, they're not allowed to teach the Bible raw, meaning uncut. They can't do that. They have to water things down. We ain't a business. We could teach you, we could tell you what the book actually says. But go ahead, get it, King. Psalms 83.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83.
Bring it out.
Verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thou peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
So that says, look, thy enemies make a tumult. Tumult is uproar, chaos, right? Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So the ones that hate the Most High, when it says they lifted up the head, meaning they holding their head up high, arrogantly, being proud, right? Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against thou hidden ones.
So they take crafty counsel against the Lord's people, right? We are the hidden ones, his people. Go ahead.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
What did these devils say about the Israelites?
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
What do you think that means, my brother? For they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. What do you think that means? They said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Right, they're trying to hide us. They're trying to make it so we're not a nation of Israel. Read it again from the top, King.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's why we call ourselves Awaken Israel, because the Most High woken us up to who we really are. We don't call ourselves black, Negro, African American. See, that's all a part of their system of cutting the Israelites off from being the nation of Israel. So they're changing your names every time.
And you even see that when they brought us over on slave ships, one of the first things that they did was change our names. But you can go back and look on the records, I forgot what they call the manifest. The manifest of the ships, and you can see the word Yah or that in our names, because that was just like you can hear some of the countries now, Nigeria. So you see Yah is the Father's name. Hallelujah. That means praise Yah, Yahweh. So we had that in a lot of our names. We still have it in some of our names today. But they changed those names, again, for the purpose of trying to disconnect us from our people and cut us off as a nation.
That's right. So a few other names: Jeremiah, Zechariah, Aliyah, Mariah. That was our thing because we were a clan. Nation of Israel, we all had the Heavenly Father's name in our names. And that's why they were beating it out of you. They showed that what movie was that? But they was beating his name, trying to change his name. Roots. Beating his name, changing his name. That's what they did to us. But yeah, that's different. Go ahead, King.
4, they have consulted together with one consent.
So these nations formed an alliance together with one consent. Go ahead.
They are confederate against thee.
So they are confederate against us, meaning they have a whole team against the Israelites. Go ahead.
And the tabernacles of Edom.
That's the house of the Edomites. These are the people of Edom. These small hats over there that call themselves Jewish. This says the Jews left black but came back white. See, once we went into slavery, these people then went into our land and started calling themselves Jewish. They took your identity. What's your name, brother, if you don't mind me asking? Eric. So that's like me. I get rid of Eric, and then I take your whole clothes, your socks, everything, and I go to your house. Your mom is my mom now. Your dad's my dad. They did that to us, stripped us completely, and started calling themselves Israel. They got people thinking that they're the children of Israel when it's us. Go ahead, King. So the Edomites.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Hold on, King. So the Edomites, this is their architectural style of building. See, this is a cave right here. We in the city, right? So we know what it looked like in D.C. You still see these architectural style of buildings. That's what they did to the caves. These are who it's talking about, the house of the Edomites. They're the wicked according to the Holy Bible. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
That's the house of the Edomites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Ishmaelites. That's Arabs. Go ahead.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
Hagar, that have to do with Egyptians. Go ahead.
Gabal and Ammon.
Arabian clan. Ammon. That's the Ammonites. That has to do with Japan. Go ahead.
And Amalek.
Amalek. These are the Amalekites. They also Edomites. Go ahead.
The Philistines.
Philistines. Those are Hamitic people. The quote-unquote real people, Africans. Just because we are on that land as in the continent, don't make us the same stock of people as them. Different people. Go ahead.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
And go ahead.
Asher also is joined with them. They have Hopin, the children of Lot.
So Tyre, that has to do with also Africans, and also the children of Lot is Moab and Ammon. It's China and Japan. So all these people are a part of cutting the children of Israel from being a nation, the nation of Israel. That's why we run around here calling ourselves everything except for God's chosen people, the Israelites. Now let me ask you this, my brother. How do we get over here to America? Do you know? So your ancestors got over here on cargo slave ships. You see these ships right here? Packed up on slave ships. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15, okay? So I'm gonna read this, just read all highlights. Deuteronomy, everything. But bring it out, King. Hey, brother, you know who you are according to the Bible?
All the time.
Who are you? What nation? What nation are you according to the Bible, biblically? You said what? You from the land of Israel, brother. Just to let you know, we the Israelites. That's my brother right there. All right, go ahead, bring it out, King. Deuteronomy 28:15. So this is
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
So this is the curses. This is a key piece of me proving that you are an Israelite, brother. You had this conversation for a reason. Go ahead, King.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh of power, thou God, to observe to do all his commandments.
So he's telling all the Israelites, all you Negroes out here, he's saying, if y'all, this is when he took us out of Egypt, right, from slavery. He said, if y'all don't do all these commandments, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to put these curses on y'all Israelites. So this is what the picture we're painting right now of why we are here today in America, living in a terrible state, getting treated terribly, because clearly we didn't keep the commandments. So all the curses of Deuteronomy 28 came upon us. Go ahead, King.
I command thee this day that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So cursed shall we be in the city. When you look around, who's getting treated the worst out of all people? The Negroes, right? Cursed, we getting shot down, right? Cursed, we gonna be in the city. Everything we try to do, they always take it from us. We can't prosper as a nation. So he's saying we're going to be cursed in the city, but go ahead.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Cursed shall we be in the field. We don't have any goods, right? We can't even build ourselves up as a nation, right? We got to borrow things from our oppressors. Go ahead.
Going down to verse 29 and 30, Deuteronomy 28. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled forevermore.
So we're not going to prosper in our ways. That's why we had people try to rise up. You had Martin Luther King's, Malcolm X's, Marcus Garvey's, a few people that tried to do right for our nation, and they could not succeed because we are cursed. No one's going to take us out of this state but the Messiah when he returns. Go ahead.
And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall what?
And no man shall save thee.
We can have all the Black Panthers we want, all these groups, no one's going to be able to save us. It don't matter what we do. We Israelites are under the curses, my brother. Go ahead.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
So in slavery, if you was a man, you had a wife, somebody's going to take your wife and they're going to lie with her, have sex with her. Go ahead.
Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
So let me ask you a question. Who built the Capitol and the White House and all that? Do you know? Who built the White House? That's right. You said who? We did. That's right. So this question for all you, brother. So yeah, the brother's right. We did. We built it. Read that verse again, King.
It says, and thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
So we're going to build the house, but we're not going to dwell therein, meaning we're not going to live there. Do we live in the White House? No. Think about all these houses we build. We don't live in them. That happened to the Israelites. These are the curses. Go ahead.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
You know they had us Negroes on the field picking cotton, picking fruits, all kinds of stuff, right? But when it talks about us not gathering for ourselves, it wasn't beef. It wouldn't be for us. We're gathering it for them. We're not going to actually enjoy what we're picking from the field. Who did that happen to? The Negroes. We was out on the field. Exactly. Go ahead.
Still in Deuteronomy 28, picking it up at verse 32.
Bring it out.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So in slavery, our sons, our daughters, they were taken from the mothers and dads and given to these heathens for slaves. They were stripping men and women stripping their kids from them. Go ahead.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
No might in thine hand, meaning no power. Nothing we could do to get us out of this. Go ahead.
Going down